Good morning. I'm about to call the judge's secretary for instructions on how to send videos and how to, and I'm overwhelmed. I'm being sued by my HOA. Let me tell you some of the blood, sweat, and tears I've been going through ever since I got the summons for court to be sued by the HOA. First of all, I have to go back a year and a half to Christmas of 2022. I received an invoice for my dues at Christmas of 2022 without warning for a $4,500 fine. $4,500 fine added to my account. And and I had no hearing. There's a law on the books, or I've seen written text where you can't fine anybody without a hearing. I never got a hearing. I was kicked out of the HOA 7 years ago on the word combative. Never given a hearing. Okay? Now, I want to preface all this before I call this lady. And she was really nice to me about a month ago when I called her. She's the judge's secretary. And he gave me her email address, and I have her phone number because they sent me a letter. This is from the court. This letter is from, and I've already got this number all ready to dial. I'm going to dial it, and whatever goes down, I'll explain to you later, and we'll go over it. Okay, I've got the number in here. Let's see what happens.
Coffee Division, this is Tiffany.
Tiffany, this is Seward LaShawn. I spoke to you about a month ago. I'm involved with your judges. I have a court date next month or very shortly. And I was wondering if you could help me out because during our hearing last week or about 12 days ago, he said call Tiffany for instructions. And I got a letter, another letter from the court a couple of days ago. And Tiffany, I hope you understand, I'm way over my head. This is like asking me to do brain surgery. It's like asking me to do calculus and I don't even know how to add 1 and 2. I hope you can understand you must get calls like this all the time. Right now, my concern is I couldn't get the judge the other day to understand that I'm a novice, I'm a layman. He will not extend the court date. Now, with these instructions I got the other day, they want 4 copies of everything. They want bounder stuff. Before the court date, I have to come up with all kinds of statements and coordinate with the the plaintiff's lawyer. Thank you for listening. You're being very patient, and you were last time. But the judge suggested to me and the lawyer over the phone last week that we should be talking to each other. He even spent about 7 minutes of my half an hour explaining to me and having the lawyer explain to him, we don't have his phone number. We don't have his email address. That's why we haven't called him. They have everything on me. The manager out here, the HOA manager that brought the lawsuit, her and the board that brought the lawsuit and hired him, gave them all my information. But they were able to use this excuse. We didn't have a number to talk to me. Now, the judge, the first thing he said was, I encourage both parties to talk about this as soon as possible. Maybe we won't have to go to court. I don't want to go to court. I'm totally unprepared. I pleaded my case, and I want to let you know I'm recording this phone call. Okay, I record every phone call I have with the management over here and AAM that runs. I record every phone call. And I recorded the phone call with the judge and I and the attorney. And the judge would not give me any extra time. Okay? He doesn't know me. He knows the attorney. Okay? I'm sure he knows the attorney. He probably sees him every week. So he knows his character and he knows him. He doesn't know me.
Okay, well, sir, let me stop you, okay? Because you're pleading your case to me, and you can't do that. Judge doesn't know the attorney. He doesn't know you. I can't give you legal advice. I cannot walk you through this. And I'm sorry. I apologize, but I'm not an attorney.
Neither am I. Neither am I.
I understand that it's difficult. A lot of people do represent themselves.
I don't know how they do it. I don't know how they do it.
I understand that you don't want to go to trial, but I mean, I'm not really sure what to tell you at this
It isn't
point.
that I don't want to go to trial. I look forward to going to trial. I have 19 years of history with my HOA out here, and they've been harassing me ever since I got here. I had a letter in my file a month and a half after I closed
Okay, but
3 houses.
Sir, again, I'm sorry to interrupt you, but you're telling me details of your case, and you can't do that. I can't hear those.
Well, I don't like you putting words in my mouth that I don't want to go to court. I'm totally unprepared to go to court. It'd be like giving me a robe and some rubber gloves and telling me to go in and do brain surgery on somebody. Okay?
Well, I'm not. What exactly is your question?
Okay, I want to settle all this with YouTube videos. I've got 10, 12, 14 years of YouTube videos. I've got over 300 YouTube videos, and about 200 of them cover everything I've gone through with the HOA out here. Okay? And the judge...
Sir, if you want to make those part of your exhibits, then you can, but you have to figure out how to do that.
Well, I suggested to the judge, and here I grew up with the attitude that all courts, when you go into the court, the judge and the court are looking for the truth. This is where the truth comes out, is in court.
Well, then that sounds like that's part of your evidence, that's what you need to use to prove your point in trial.
Well, the judge...
How you do that is up to you.
Well, I'd like to. It's just that I've never gone to school on how to do this. Now, he told me to call you so that we could find out how to get my videos. He seems to think that these videos are trapped inside of somebody's computer and that we have to go through all this monkey motion and hurdles to where I get with the court and I have to go downtown with my videos and make sure that the court the videos will work with the court. I live in Buckeye. I'm 59 miles from the courthouse. I'm 75 years old.
The judge didn't tell you that I would help you with that. I know he didn't, because that would be giving you legal advice. He told me that you had... I don't know how to do that, sir, so I know he didn't tell you to do that. What he meant is, if you need help coming into the courtroom to figure out how to use our equipment. If you're presenting these videos, then that's fine. But I cannot tell you how to present these videos, how to find them. I don't know that.
Well,
I have
missing.
no idea how to do that.
You're missing the point. Let me reiterate to you, please listen. I have about 1,000 hours of video on everything that happened out here. When I found out what happened years ago, it took me 10 years to find out the truth of what happened out here. I'm a slave for the HOA, and I'm a slave for the golf course, and they screwed up my house. It's going to take... Now, I told the judge I'm going to need much more than 5 hours. And I volunteered to the judge. I said, Judge, Your Honor, if you want to know everything about this case, just put my name in YouTube. There's over 300 videos on the subject of this lawsuit and the problem I'm having with the HOA. I started making videos about 15 years ago, and I put them on YouTube. And I told the honorable judge, I said, if you want to know the truth, just put my name into YouTube and start looking at videos. Find the ones that have to pertain to the HOA and start watching them. And he told me right out, we don't do that. I will never do that. I have to address the case that's brought to me in court. Now, the case that's brought to me in court is already built. The plaintiff doesn't have to do anything. He's done. He spent the last month, 6 months, a year building this case for the plaintiff. All right? I called the plaintiff. I've been sending YouTube videos to the plaintiff now for 4 days, inviting her to have her, she's the plaintiff. All right? She was in the phone call. She was there. She listened to everything. And the lawyer told the judge said, how much hours you need? 5 hours. And I told the judge, I'm going to need much more than 5 hours. And the judge said, we're going to address what's only, and I know I called lawyers. I spent about $600 on lawyers since I've gotten this. And no lawyer, every lawyer tells me statute of limitations. I went into a lawyer with pictures, maps, documents, everything like that, and he more or less scoffed at me.
Sir, again, I'm sorry to interrupt you, but I have work, so I need you to tell me what your question is.
Okay, and you have to tell
you with these videos.
Okay, all I'm asking is the judge gave me your email address, and I didn't have time to write it down. That's why I'm calling. And he also offered, he says, get a hold of Tiffany. Any answers or questions you have, get a hold of Tiffany. I even complimented you. I even said on the...
Sir, I know, I understand all of that, but again, please, I have work to do. I have other things that I have to do.
Why did he give me your number and email address then? What can you do?
You can call me just like you're calling me now, but he did not tell you that I would instruct you how to submit these videos. I know that he did do that, because just like he can't watch them without them being brought into evidence, I can't tell you how to do that. If you have any questions, like I said, if you want to come in and view the equipment, if you have questions about what time the hearing is, I can answer those. I cannot tell you how to submit these exhibits.
Okay.
And if attorneys are telling you, giving you information and advice, then you probably want to go towards what they're informing you about.
The reason I don't have an attorney, not one attorney will go into court with me. All the information, this 19 years of information, maps, pictures, documents, emails back and forth. He said, they're not going to look at it. He said, you're wasting your time. Statute of limitations. They're not going to, the judge only wants to address Now, could you give me your email address, please?
It's Tiffany, that's Tiffany, dot photos. That's F as in Frank, OTOS.
F as in Frank. You mean it isn't photos, PH? It's F?
No.
It's FO? Thank you for telling me that. See, he told me on the phone, he gave me your thing. Photos. If I would have wrote down PH, I would have never got a hold of you. Okay? He said Tiffany dot photos. Okay? Now, what's the rest of it?
JBAZNC.maricopa.gov.
Maricopa.
But if you email me, you have to email the other party as well. So you have to copy them. And I don't want any videos. If you have a legitimate question about, like I said, coming in and reviewing the equipment or...
Well, who schedules that? Do you schedule it?
It'll probably be me.
Now, is there a possibility... I almost got killed going into Phoenix to see a lawyer about a month ago. I gave a lawyer $350 for an hour, almost got killed in an intersection trying to get to him, only to have him tell me, you got no case. They're not going to let you...
Sir, maybe that's
well, then the course isn't... Then the court, as far as I'm concerned, isn't seeking the truth. Okay? They're not going to give me enough time to produce the truth. I asked that judge, I said, please extend the time. I'm new. I don't do this for a living. And then when I got this letter, after talking to him, about 2 days later, I get this letter, and it's daunting. It's daunting. They need 4 copies. They need all this interchange between me and their lawyer, and the lawyer isn't calling me. I've sent...
Well, that's when you have exhibits, you have to make sure and give a copy to the other party. And the other party will also give you a copy of theirs. So you have to submit your exhibits. You have to figure out what you're going to use as your exhibits. And you have to present those to the court to be marked. You have to bring a copy in a binder the day of trial, and you have to submit a copy to the other party so they can review them, and then you bring a copy for yourself.
Okay.
So it sounds like right now you just need to figure out what your exhibits are going to be and put those together. And if they're videos, then you need to figure out how you're going to submit those to the court and how you're going to play those.
All the court has to do is go to YouTube.
Well, the court's not going to do that, sir. You have to submit those. The court's not going to go on their own and look at YouTube videos.
Well, that's what I'm trying to say. That's my whole defense.
Well,
a video is worth 10,000 words. They're trying to make me defend myself with words, and nobody reads anymore.
You have to figure out how to play the YouTube video in the court if you're using that as an exhibit.
Okay, would you tell me step by step how I do that? Step by step.
I cannot give you legal advice, and you're asking me.
Well, it's not legal advice. I'm asking you, how do I get...
You're asking me how to present your evidence.
Yes.
And that's legal advice, sir.
Oh.
I can't tell you how to present your evidence.
Well, why did he give me your name and number?
He gave you my info, so you could, if you needed to, you could come into the courtroom when we're not in court. You can look at our equipment. You can get an idea about how you're going to...
Well, that's what I'm doing. He said to call you for that. Now would you please either schedule an appointment for me or make it available. Tell me when, give me a time, a place, a date to show up so that I can test that if I put a YouTube video on your equipment, that it will play in court. Okay? That's all I want. I plan on defending my whole case with one big YouTube video. He's only given me 5 hours. It's like I work with this lawyer. This lawyer has his case all together. You don't have a case. You're a layman. You're untrained.
When is your trial?
My trial is the 6th of June, which I feel like I'm being jammed. Okay? I feel like you're going to steamroll me with legalese, and I'm not going to be able to defend myself because it's going to take me. I went into that lawyer's office with a stack of papers that were.
Sure, you could come in on May 3rd at 2 p.m. Or you could come in at 11 a.m. for an hour to view the equipment, or you could come in at 2 p.m. for a half an hour to view the equipment.
Do I come to you? How do I do this?
You come to the courthouse.
Okay.
And then once you're here, you can give us a call, and someone will go out and grab
Do
you,
I-
and you'll come into the courtroom.
Do I call you?
Well, you'll call the same number that you just called. It'll
That's-
either be myself or the courtroom assistant who will answer.
Yeah. Well, like I said, I've had nothing but trouble for 19 years out here since I've been here.
Sir, I've been telling you, I want to stop you. I do not need to hear.
I'm not asking you for advice. I'm making a
But
statement.
you're telling me about the case.
Well,
Okay, I just told you what the day and some time. If you want to email me and copy the other party as well, then I'll definitely get that over to you, and you'll have it
All
in
right.
an email. So you can come that day. Right now, that's time we have available.
Tiffany, I can't help but appreciate the time and the patience you're giving me. Now, where is the court? I need an address. Okay.
Okay, well, the address should be on the letter that you got that you received in the mail.
Okay. And, okay, May 3rd, let's put it down. May 3rd at 2 p.m. I'm going to
2
show up.
p.m. or 11 a.m. If you come at 11 a.m., you can have an hour. If you come at 2, you can only have a half an hour.
Okay, 11. 11 sounds
Okay.
good. I'll make 11. It'll be, I hope, an easy commute.
Okay, we're in Mesa.
Mesa. Like 60 miles from me. Oh boy. Okay. I just want to state for the record, I'm recording this. Everything I've said is recorded.
And I don't think that I think it's improper for you to record this call. You're calling a court, so
Why is it improper?
I didn't agree to it.
I didn't agree to getting sued either, but I am. And I've run all over
Okay.
town and I'm spending money like a drunken sailor and it isn't doing me any good. And when I call up somebody,
Let me give you the address. Just let me know when you're ready.
okay, go ahead.
It's 222 East Javelina.
Is there parking close to that? Because
Yes,
I did a little
there's
research.
Parking right across there's parking right across the street, or there's a parking lot right adjacent to the entrance.
Well, I pulled jury duty years ago. That's the first thing that they gave me when I got to Buckeye. I was an outsider. We're not going to jury duty. Give it to the new guy. I almost got killed downtown. T-boned. All right, trying to find parking place. And the research I did, the closest parking spot to your court is a half a mile away.
No, well, you're looking at a different courthouse. You're probably looking at the courthouse downtown Phoenix, and we're not downtown Phoenix. We're in Mesa.
But
Our
please,
facility is much smaller.
please don't take this personal or whatever. I'm not attacking you. What I'm trying to do is let everybody know how the Arizona court system works. All right? I'm trying to defend myself of 19 years of harassment, and this fella, this judge, will not give me extra time. And he won't add extra time. The trial's only going to last 5
I'm
hours.
gonna stop you.
Go ahead.
I've been on the phone with you for almost 25 minutes.
And I appreciate
I have
it.
to do
I
work.
certainly
I have
appreciate
work
it.
I have to do.
Thank you.
Okay, so if you want to email me, and then I'll send you an email back with the dates for you to come by, then that's fine, okay? But I have to go.
Okay. Well, thank you very much, Tiffany. You've been more than professional. It isn't easy to deal with me. I know that. That's my biggest trouble with the HOA. They don't have an answer for screwing me. 20 years ago, they built my house wrong, and they used me as the new drain for the golf course. Whether you want to hear it or you should hear it, I'm telling you. That's what happened. And they're making it as difficult for me.
Hear it, okay?
All right. Thank you very much for listening.
All right. Have a good day.
Thank you, Tiffany. I'll send you an email shortly.